Yo, what's good? It's your boy Big Steve, and welcome to the Haze and Blue, where we smoke and talk Michigan football. So let's get into it. So, heading into the 2025 season, Michigan had a lot of questions concerning the depth chart of the 2025 team, in particular the quarterback and receiver position. They did address the quarterback position, bringing in Bryce Underwood, the number one player in the class of 2025, and also bringing the transfer from Fresno State in as well. But it is one position that, to be honest, was just as bad as the quarterback position last year, and that shit was ugly. And shout out to my man Samaj Morgan and Tyler Morris, but this is by far the worst receiving core that Michigan has ever saw. And it's not all their fault. Like I said, man, the quarterback position was definitely fucked up, but their receiver room was horrible. I believe Colston Loveland had like 50 more receptions, targets than any receiver, and I believe our receiver usage was in the same ranks of Army and Navy, two teams that never throw the fucking ball. So even though Michigan does have a lot of talent coming back, it's going to be a gangster ass running back room, some good tight ends coming back. We do got some good offensive linemen coming back as well. But I do feel the number one person in this class, the most important person in this class is going to be Donaven McCulley, the 6'5", 200-pound transfer receiver out of Indiana. And Michigan really hasn't been having too much luck in the last couple of years in the transfer portal for receiver. Uh, this is a guy, like I said, his best year came in 2023. He's an Indianapolis native, played quarterback in high school, was also a four-star quarterback prospect, top 25 quarterback in the class. Got some snaps as a redshirt freshman at Indiana, but then the next year decided to switch positions. And then a year later, 2023, he had his best season yet. 48 catches, 644 yards, 6 touchdowns. But like I say, the best thing about it, the dude is 6'5", 200 and 200 around 205, 210 pounds. And with Michigan, we can definitely use that type of weapon on
the games they got to win. You saw that the Ohio State receivers have more multi-catch.
And so we definitely going to have a chance to probably see if everything can work out correctly. This dude can be a star. You know, he got the size and physical traits. Kind of remind you of Nico Collins. I don't want to get too high on the comparisons yet, especially the way Nico is balling. But ain't too many guys that's 6'5", 200 pounds at receiver that's just, falling into these coaches' laps. So, like I said, he's a Midwest kid. I'm pretty sure Michigan recruited him somewhere along the line in his recruitment. But the chance to get this type of player is huge for Michigan. Like I say, man, you look at his size, it's like he can go across the middle, it's like he can go deep. But the most important part of it all, he's a red zone target. And that's what Michigan has struggled since the Donovan Peoples-Jones, Nico Collins era with not having a big body receiver to throw it in the red zone. And so we're going to have to make teams. We know we're going to have a young, athletic quarterback, hoping that everything goes right. And it's Bryce Underwood under center. We know we're going to have a young quarterback. And there's none better for a young quarterback than have a 6'5", 200-pound receiver to throw the ball to. Like I said, I don't know too much about his speed. I do like the fact that he did play against elite competition. Recent history transfer receivers Michigan got were lower class, you know, in the lower ranks of college football. So you have somebody like a McCulley who had his best game against the likes of Illinois, who on that team had a first round cornerback in Witherspoon, and then he also had a great game against Penn State, who's known for putting DBs in the league. So this is a transfer player that I hope can be like a Keon Coleman was for Florida State. Even if you have the same amount of stats similar to what you did in Indiana, just give as a fucking threat in the red zone. If you remember the Indiana game in 2023, he was the guy who threw the touchdown pass on a receiver trick play. So Michigan is very familiar with this dude, but he was a steal. And I think he only had 2 catches against us, but you're going to see the touchdown pass he threw at receiver, which I believe was Indiana's only touchdown pass that game, I believe. No, they had another touchdown pass, but this dude can be a baller, man. He can be the guy that Michigan need to compete for a national championship this year. Because to be honest, it don't matter if it's Bryce Underwood or the Fresno State's transfer. If we don't got a target these dudes can throw the ball to, they're going to look trash. They're going to look trash because it's not like we had a great recruiting class waiting in the Hams. Fredgy Moore had the touchdown pass. He actually had a good game against Alabama in the bowl game, but I don't think he has the threat to just put fear in secondaries. One thing you can't do is coach height. And somebody 6'5", 200 plus, man, this can be a motherfucking. This can be a steal. This could be a steal. The Nico Collins, the Braylon Edwards, once again in the red zone, throw him the fucking ball. Michigan, don't fuck this up. Throw him the fucking ball. We're not going to be like the old Michigan days where we just depending on third down throws and hopefully J.J. McCarthy can make something happen to the tight end. Let's have an offense where we got the quarterback now. Let's make sure we take care of this dude, man. So I believe that the season fully relies on is Donaven McCulley a real deal receiver, or he just somebody who gave our fucking hopes up. We're going to see. Like I said, we're going to see this dude's the real deal, man. Hopefully he's the fucking real deal. Man, don't. When you have something like that in the red zone, it just makes shit that much easier. And with the running backs we're going to have this year, man, just throw it to him. 6'5". I can't say that fucking enough, man. Throw him the damn ball. Especially in the red zone. We do get the transfer coming from UMass. Like I said, I'm not too big on receivers who come from smaller conferences for the simple fact that when you're going against different competition, it's a lot harder. So not saying you can't come from a smaller school and have a successful season at the higher ranks, but it's a difference from going against UMass corners and going against Ohio State corners. A big fucking difference. But this is him, man. Donaven McCulley, the season is in his fucking hands. He's going to determine if Michigan is playing for a national championship this year. We know we're going to have good tight ends. We know we're going to have good running backs. Shit, hopefully nothing happens. We have a healthy quarterback room where we're going to have some studs at quarterback. So all we missing is this one piece right here. This one piece, man. Donaven McCulley, this is your season. You go ball out. You're going to have some young quarterbacks. You're going to have a young quarterback who's going to lock in on one target and shit. Just like, Keon Coleman was for Florida State. You could be an unknown player to a first or second round draft pick. So there you have it, man. The most important player of the 2025 season is going to be Donaven McCulley, the transfer from Indiana. And like I say, the season's on him. We're going to see how it looks in spring game. Hopefully this dude comes and ball out, man, and we can have something to see. Because I will be in Norman second game of the season to take on the Sooners. And hopefully I see him out there getting money on these dudes, man. But other than that, go motherfucking blue.